Hey everybody, and good Monday evening to you. Hope you enjoyed the nice weather we had out there today, because big changes are ahead on Weather for Weather Geeks this evening. We're going to detail the big midweek changes. We'll take an extended view of the Easter holiday weekend as well. A nice pattern change looks to transpire, especially beyond Easter, so we'll talk about that in some detail in this video. But 71 today, that's 11 degrees above average. Interestingly, the last 3 years on April the 14th, they've all been very warm. Today, the coolest of the three. The record high today on today's date was set 2 years ago. It was 86. Last year was 80 on the 14th day of April, and today was 71. Still, of course, well above the average, but just not quite as balmy as the last couple of years on today's date. So today really stands out. It's our warmest day since the 4th day of April, or the 3rd day of April, I should say. So what's that, a good 11 days where we've been on the chilly side. That was quite a stretch last week with high temperatures in the 30s and 40s all week, and plenty of clouds as well. Now, as you probably know, we have a cold front heading our way, and this was a day that we highlighted last week that severe weather was not all that likely. It couldn't be ruled out, but the chances would be higher off to our south, and that is come to fruition. There could still be a renegade shower or even an isolated thunderstorm over the next couple of hours here in the 7, 8, maybe 9 o'clock hours this evening, but we're kind of getting robbed here locally by the storms off to our south. They're kind of hogging all the moisture, if you will. There's been some enormous thunderstorms in extreme southern Ohio, parts of Kentucky, and into West Virginia. That's where severe thunderstorm watches are out. There's been baseball size hail coming out of some of these storms along the Ohio River and heading over towards Charleston over the last few hours. I mean, the kind of hailstones that aren't just the little conversational pea-size ones. These will actually do some damage, and it'll be interesting to see just how much in the way of insurance claims are going to have to be paid out in some of these more populated areas, especially along the Ohio River and over towards Charleston in West Virginia. Now, we actually have two cold fronts heading our way. The first one is right here. There's not much of a temperature change with that one. The second one is the stronger one. It's out here. It will roll through later on tonight and bring about all the big changes, of course, we have coming our way on Tuesday. So a lot to talk about for Tuesday. It's going to be colder. There's going to be rain showers around, and there's going to be wind to contend with as well, especially as we get into the afternoon. Some gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour. Combine that with temperatures in the lower 40s, rain showers around. As nice as today was, tomorrow is pretty much the exact opposite for the middle of April. The wind will continue to be a factor right through the daylight hours tomorrow before relaxing tomorrow night. Rain showers most numerous on our Tuesday with the approach of that second front or trough of low pressure on the weather map here. Lunchtime into the afternoon, that'll probably be the wettest part of the day. Now, as the air mass continues to cool late tomorrow into tomorrow night, I think it will be cold enough to see a few snowflakes. Initially, primarily aimed at northwest PA, southwest New York. But in our viewing area, yeah, you could see a few snowflakes, snow accumulation, but a couple of snowflakes in the mix tomorrow night, and might even wake up to a renegade flurry or two Wednesday morning. Wednesday, cloudy a lot of the day, but we'll probably see some sun working through as we go deeper into the afternoon, and then high pressure will give us wall-to-wall sunshine Thursday. And this will be our cold, frosty morning of the week. In fact, maybe one of the last, kind of hard freeze chances of the season. I think a lot of us will be well down into the 20s Thursday morning, followed by a pretty nice afternoon Thursday, followed by more pretty nice weather for a lot of the day Friday. And this is the pattern change we've been talking about now for quite a while. This is mostly going to be after Easter Sunday, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday won't be as cold as the next couple of days. It's just going to be until after Easter Sunday before this pattern starts to really lock in. And this is a pattern that will feature more of a trough out west where there's been a lot of ridging. And so you have a trough out west, and therefore, more often than not, you get a big ridge in the east. And so this is coming up 4 days from now. We're already seeing signs of the pattern change. And as we roll forward into next week, in general, southwest flow aloft dominates here, and that will keep the worst of the cold well locked up into Canada. And I wouldn't characterize the upcoming pattern as some sort of blowtorch. It's not the kind of pattern that we had on April the 14th a couple years ago that produced an 86. But I think next week we've got a lot of 60s and even some 70s in our future. And, odds certainly do favor tomorrow and Wednesday being the two chilliest days until sometime next fall. Again, not much better than the mid-40s over the next couple of days. Let's talk about Easter weekend. I'm going to say Easter Sunday is going to be the better half of the weekend because temperatures might actually fall on Saturday. This might be a morning high Saturday. Some showers Saturday, especially in the morning. Could be a thunderstorm in the mix as well. Temperatures might fall depending on the timing of that next front. Now, it's not the strongest front in the world, and in its wake, it's only a little bit cooler and just kind of seasonable for Easter Sunday. We've got a dry forecast for the holiday right now. You know, Easter falls on a different week of the year, just depending on how the calendar shakes out. But for, the third week of April, a high around 60, that's about par for the course for this time of the year. So right now, it looks like a pretty decent Easter Sunday. Saturday, maybe not so much. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Monday evening. Have a great rest of your night. We'll meet back here on Tuesday for an update on that weekend forecast and much, much more. Hope to see you then.